You don't have to. You don't have to.
Can you guys hear me? Yeah. I don't want to use the microphone. Okay, hi ladies, I'm Brianna. Like she said, I am a blogger and a podcast host. So I'm from North, and I consider myself to be a creative. Like she said, I graduated from William Penn High School that is no longer standing because Temple knocked us down. But 10 years ago, I did move to Baltimore, Maryland to pursue a degree in journalism. I did not graduate, so I just want to let you guys know that. While I was there, I was very immature. I was kind of doing the complete opposite of what I should have been doing while I was in college. So I do want to kind of just talk about a little bit of my experience in corporate America. So when I was in 12th grade, I was actually a clerk at a law firm. It was like a program, kind of like you guys' program. It was called the Bridges program, and they were kind of getting us to navigate work life in high school. And I really hated that job. So at the time I was like 17, and I was probably making $16 an hour at that time. So the money was really great for my age, but I worked in an office with conservative white older men. And I just remember the day that Obama won the first election and coming into work, and I'm all like, I'm hyped. I'm like, oh yes, Obama won. Like that was my first year voting, and the first year I got to vote, it was a black president. So I'm like, yes. So I walked in there, it was like a pin drop in there. Like you could feel the energy. You could literally cut that energy with a knife. And I was just like, yeah, I don't like this. So I ended up quitting the job, went to school. That didn't go as planned. But I'm kind of somebody that whatever I kind of put my mind to, I feel like I can do. So I kind of dabbled in corporate America a little bit more. I've worked at Bank of America, hated that job, sorry. They had great benefits, but I didn't like that job. I was one of two women in that office, in that banking center. And then I also worked in a hospital where I was the only black girl in a staff of 30 women. It was 29 Caucasian women and just myself. And I'm just kind of like, yeah, I don't think this is a space for me. So back to my degree. I was concentrating in journalism. So now I've started this podcast, which really came from me being in a emotionally abusive relationship with my daughter's father. So I'm a social person, if you guys can't tell. I like to talk. And in that relationship, we lived in the same house, but I felt very alone, very neglected. It was just kind of like me over here by myself and just him and my daughter. So I really lost myself at that time. And I became very silent, very quiet to myself. I didn't go anywhere. You kind of deal with the body images when you first have a child. I don't know how many moms are in here, but hey y'all, you don't mind. But you kind of deal with like insecurities with body image. And so I just wanted to like be in my little shell. And I just remembered like, how long are you going to put yourself through this? So I dealt with it for like 2.5, almost 3 years. And once I finally got the courage to walk away from that relationship, I was like, I need to get back to myself. I dealt with depression and anxiety. So I don't know if you guys incorporate self-care in your life, but I'm an advocate for therapy, and I got a therapist, and through that I kind of got my voice back. So I was like, I feel like it's important to create some type of platform or some type of community for young black mothers specifically, because when I did my research, I really struggled finding that lane. It was more so a lot of married mothers, not very many that were of color. So I was like, I need somewhere to be able to kind of not give the effective therapy where you can just like lay it all out there, but just a space for women to come together and just really be themselves and share, whether it's ugly, the good, the bad, and the ugly, because there's just not a lot of that out here. So started my podcast. I had even thought about, it took me like 2 years to even go forth with that. So like I said, I consider myself a creative. I have so many things that I find interesting. So it took me a while to even get the courage to start the podcast. So I finally did, and it just became a space for women to freely and transparently be themselves, share their stories, cry. My friend Jordan here, we literally met through my podcast. Like, I have so many friends now that I've gained, friendships that I've gained from the podcast itself. Do you guys know what a podcast is? I'm sorry, that's a very important question. Yes? Okay, just want to make sure. Some people don't know. So I've had over 20,000 listens, and Let me think. Sorry, y'all. So yeah, I've had over 20,000 listens, and I now am working in retail, which is not what I want to do long term, but it's something so that I can still have an income and I'm still able to take care of my daughter. So I just want to encourage you, if there is something that you're passionate about. Like I said, I went to school for journalism and I didn't finish, but those skills that I acquired from the degree that I did not get, I'm able to implement that into my passion, which is the podcast. And right now, I'm not currently getting money from the podcast, but we're gonna claim that for 2019.
That's right.
Claim that for 2019. I'm gonna be able to quit my job. And that's why I started to blog as well, because I really want to get sponsorships from all ways that I can get. But I do just want to encourage you guys to really, if you are going through anything emotionally in your life, reach out to somebody that you feel like you can speak to. Get a therapist if you feel like that's what you need, because there's nothing wrong with having an unbiased opinion on your traumas. Like that is, don't get me started about therapy. Saved my life, okay. And also, just find your voice. Do not let anyone take your voice away from you. Do not let your experiences in life harden you, because I became, as a black woman, we really become so strong to the point where it's hard to kind of get away from that. Like we kind of let our life experiences create this like, can't even get it out, but yeah, it's like kind of like an armor, always on the defense, and I struggle with just not being happy for so long, and I don't want to be that. I don't want to have that energy for my daughter, and so that's why the platform that I created has really got me back to my happiness. Like I'm back to myself. I'm better than ever before, and I'm just like super excited for what's to come for my platform. But if you do decide that you want to be in the workforce, I just want to encourage you to know your rights as a female employee. Like that's very important. Don't let anybody intimidate you from getting your coin, because it was so many times that I wanted to quit my job just because I didn't like this person, or just because I didn't like the way that, you know, the energy was just in the office. Get familiar with code switching. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the term. I feel like y'all probably know about that. But you know, turn your homegirl off and then, you know, get your professional on when you need to. Always put your best foot forward. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready, okay? And the last thing that I would say about working in the workplace itself in corporate America is, do not be intimidated if anything ever inappropriate happens. Do not be intimidated to go to HR or to have a mediation if it's needed, or just to document anything that you're not feeling, because that's something that I learned later in life as well. Like there are departments and things that you are able to go to share if there's something not quite right going on. So trust your instincts and don't let anyone make any choices for your life. And that's all I got.